Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be...
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people, the buzz, and everybody else in between. The Wicked Wednesday has begun on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. We've got an absolutely wild baseball game going on in Toronto right now between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. We're tied at 9 in the bottom of the 8th inning right now. The Toronto Blue Jays had an 8-0 lead in this baseball game. And Aaron Judge hit a 2-run home run to tie the game. It was 9-7. And for whatever reason, the Toronto Blue Jays decided to pitch to him. And, you know, you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But basically, I would rather, don't at that point. You had already walked him 4 times in this series. You have a runner on first base, and you're up by 2 runs. You know, it's not, and look at this. Wild pitch. Toronto Blue Jays take a 10-9 lead on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning. Like I said, it's a crazy baseball game. So it's up to 19 runs now in this game. Yankees fight back, and they give up the go-ahead run on a wild pitch. So this is some wild stuff. Toronto Blue Jays are Major League best 34-3 on the season when they score 5 or more runs in a baseball game. That's pretty incredible. Like in a modern era, you know what I mean? Like if you would say oh yeah, they're 30, oh God. Holy, I was going to say this team is just on fire right now. Addison Barger just smoked one. He already hit a home run earlier. He just smoked one. like the stadium would have erupted. He absolutely ripped it, but it was one of those just foul, high, like he murdered the baseball. Oftentimes, you'll see a guy hit a home run right after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he killed one again here. This dude just tears the cover off the ball, and he's a good defensive player, too. Got a real cannon in the outfield. But as I was saying, so you'll see these stats where it's this team is 34-3 when they score 15 runs. Yeah, no kidding. Right? You scored 15 runs. You know what I'm saying? Or, this team is 77-1 when leading by, when they lead by 10 runs or something. It's yeah, okay. But in a modern era, 5 runs really isn't that much. Right? So, the fact that the Blue Jays are 34-3 when scoring 5, that 5 is their magic number in the modern era of baseball is super impressive. So we figured we'd double dip here. We took the Toronto Blue Jays plus 115 as underdogs in this game. And the sports book that we bet at pays you if your team is leading by 5 runs. So we got paid for the win for the Toronto Blue Jays. And then we decided to step back up and in on the Toronto Blue Jays when they were minus 110, once it was 9-9. Thinking, you know what, this team is resilient. They bounce back a lot, and they're also 34-3 when they score 5 or more. Boom, they're up 10-9 again right now. We'll see if they can hang on. Hell, we'll see if they can tack on another run here, but there is 2 out. Full count, 2 out, bottom of 8 right now. Barger's up, Williams on the hill. All right, speaking of on the hill, one of the greatest ever to do it. Although modern sport fans are kind of like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Douchebags. That's the word I was looking for. There it is. So the modern sport fan are kind of just annoying tool bags, and the Blue Jays chip in another run with 2 out. I tell you what, this is one thing about this Toronto Blue Jay team. And I was just talking about, like, oh, they're 34-3 when they score 5 or more. I've seen, you know, you see teams in baseball, they win in different ways, right? But I've seen Blue Jay teams over the years where it's like, yeah, they're winning games, but they just kind of hit home runs. If they don't hit home runs, they're in a lot of trouble. This is the best small ball Blue Jay team I've ever seen. I'm dead serious. Like I've never seen it like the Blue Jays. Hell, when the Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series, they didn't play small ball. They played all-star ball. Like, we're going back a ways, but 92, 93, the Toronto Blue Jays were like freaking stacked. Right? Like every position was like an all-star. Oh, Paul Molitor, right? Oh, you got Paul Molitor, Ricky Henderson, Dave Winfield, whatever. Like every position was an all-star for them. The Blue Jays were like the free agency kings before the Yankees were, and they won a couple of World Series for it. But they're really bad at situational baseball generally, the Blue Jays. But all these kids at the bottom of the order, they all like get hits with 2 out and 2 strikes, and they move runners over, and if you play smart ball, good things will happen for you. All right, so Clayton Kershaw on the hill here tonight. And Dodgers, big favorites once again, obviously, against the White Sox. I thought they should have been bigger favorites than they were last night, and they murdered them. So it's a big number tonight, but the Dodgers up on the run line right now, minus 180. So you got to lay closing, getting close to first pitch here. Clayton Kershaw on the hill. He needs 3 strikeouts to become just the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to have 3,000 strikeouts. His prop is 4.5 tonight. So you know he's gunning for 3, right? And they go on the road after this. So it's pretty critical, and important that he wants to do this at home. So he's been pitching well. He can go 4 or 5 innings. So I think he's going to get the 3. I rolled the dice that he gets the 5. The prop is 4.5. I think Kershaw's going to feel it tonight. I think he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be looking for strikeouts. Dodgers are good parlay materially, obviously. We played the run and a half. They were minus 165 a couple of minutes ago. I see it's minus 180 right now. I think it's just one of these last second before first pitch type of deals. But to put in context, and we can get into people say, Clayton Kershaw. Number one, he's one of the greatest pitchers of all time. I'm not saying he's the best pitcher of all time. Who is the best pitcher of all time, right? Very, very subjective over the eras and all this. It's pretty much well regarded. You got this sort of, a holy grail of 20 of them, so to speak. There's 15, 20 sort of elite pitchers in Major League Baseball history. As far as left-handers are concerned, Sandy Koufax, Steve Carlton, Randy Johnson, Clayton Kershaw. There's your 4 best, we get into Warren Spahn in the older days, but, modern era. But I don't think people realize just how good Kershaw actually is. As far as this is Major League Baseball rankings at the pitcher position since 2008. Earned run average, 2.51, number 1 in Major League Baseball, Clayton Kershaw. WHIP, 1.01, number 1 in Major League Baseball. Opponent's batting average, 207, number 1 in Major League Baseball. 285 FIP, number 1 in Major League Baseball. 0.75 home runs allowed per 9 innings, number 1 in Major League Baseball. FWAR, 77, number 1 in Major League Baseball. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 2011, 2013, 2014, one-time league MVP, 2-time World Series champion, and now he's 3 strikeouts away from becoming just the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to have 3,000 strikeouts. When you talk about Clayton Kershaw, you're talking about one of the best pitchers in the history of the game. And then we'll get the counter jackass argument. Wow, what about him in the playoffs? All right, let's look at the playoffs. He's 13-13 in his postseason career. You know what Randy Johnson's postseason record is? Probably not. But you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's 7-9. All right. What's Pedro Martinez? One of the best. Pedro Martinez, postseason record. 6-4. You know, when you're in the playoffs, you're playing against really good teams, and you're pitching against the other team's aces, right? If you look at the history of Major League Baseball's best pitchers, most of them hover around 500 in the playoffs. Fact check.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky.
The wild baseball game continues in Toronto. So there's 2 out right now in the top of the 9th. The Blue Jays are up by 2. But the Yankees, down to their last out, get a runner on first base here. And the way this is going, like, who knows? This game isn't done yet. But as we were talking about Clayton Kershaw joining an elite club tonight, most likely, if he gets to 3 strikeouts, and people will often, and people are like, the modern sport fan hates everything and negative about this, and everyone's a choker, and everyone sucks, and like SGA's terrible, and blah, blah, like everybody's bad. So The thing is, though, so people say, all right, Clayton Kershaw, he always struggled in the postseason. Yeah, at times. And he's also been really good in the postseason at times. And I think people forget, too, Clayton Kershaw, was in a prime of his career. We just went over, 2011, 2013, 2014. The Dodgers weren't great. They were good. They weren't like now. They weren't winning. He was their best player type of deal. And they let him down a lot, actually, too, where, he'd pitch well, they wouldn't win. And ironically, at the back end of his career, the Dodgers are super loaded, and he doesn't have to carry the load anymore. But people bring up, all right, the postseason record. He's 13-13. His ERA is 4.59. Greg Maddux, recognized one of the greatest ever. I look here right now, Greg Maddux, 11-14 in the postseason. 11-14. Does it mean Greg Maddux is one of the greatest of all time? No. Right? You know what I mean? What's Tom Glavine? We'll look at the Brave, John Schmaltz. They'll all be in the same territory. Randy Johnson, one of the most feared pitchers ever, 7-9. He went 3-0 in one series once. That means he was 4-9 in the other games. That's Randy Johnson. You know what I mean? So you don't give me this crap about Kershaw in the postseason. When you pitch in a lot of big games, you'll lose some big games. It's pretty simple, right? And you get these other dudes that aren't as the all-time, Madison Bumgarner, he's not in that level, but who else would you want in a big game beside that guy pitching? And Brady Cannon knows that, being a Giant fan. Not only when Bumgarner will go 3-0 in a 7-game series for you, he'll hit 3 home runs. Brady Cannon, what's up, Brady?
Hey guys, now you know very well, Gabe. I grew up a Giant fan. And I remember when I was younger, I really used to hate the Dodgers. I actually, when I first started enjoying baseball, it was the days of Steve Garvey and Ron Cey and Bill Russell. And I really liked those guys. And then as I grew a little older, I'm like, oh, the Giants are our home team. I get it now. So you started to hate the Dodgers. But then as I got older, and I have so much appreciation for Clayton Kershaw. I am 100% behind you. And yeah, we've seen him blow it in the postseason, but you're right. A lot of guys have blown it before. And you're also right in saying those are the toughest games typically you ever pitch. The regular season is built to be easier than the postseason when you're playing against the best, when you're pitching against the other team's ace. But no, I've always thought he was certainly one of the best I've ever seen. Maddux is probably the best that I've ever seen in my era. Did a special on him recently. I don't know if it was ESPN or HBO or something like that, but there was a great exchange between Maddux and Barry Bonds. Maybe a couple of the best we've ever seen do it as far as a hitter and a pitcher. And boy, they had some incredible mind games and battles going back and forth. But Kershaw was right there for me. I loved watching him battle it. He always killed the Giants. And, our counter was Tim Lincecum, who was fantastic, won 2 Cy Youngs. The Freak was pretty awesome for a few years, but Kershaw always got the best of him. That's another thing to look up. Look up Kershaw's record against the Giants, maybe his record against Lincecum, probably about 8-1. He was
in big games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In big spots there. Just quickly, as far as Greg Maddux, obviously, just an ultimate stud. We saw, all of his career up close. And we know how dominant he was, but how about this, guys? Tony Gwynn batted .429 in his career against Greg Maddux.
I know.
It's so great.
In that special, he says something like, he says, oh, I used to do this. And he goes, except for that goddamn Tony Gwynn.
Yeah. And this is really wild. This is what's crazy is Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh,
that's
God.
nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
They'd be 80 times. They'd be whiffing. Not once in 107 at-bats did Greg Maddux.
He's just unbelievable.
He couldn't fool Tony Gwynn enough to make him get 3 strikes once.
No, he's the best. And Bonds studied
amazing.
the hell out of Tony Gwynn. Bonds studied Tony Gwynn tape all the time. How'd you like to see those 4 guys go at it again? Kershaw, Maddux, Bonds, and Gwynn. That was some of the best stuff I saw growing up.
Yeah. We were just a great era of baseball. There's great players now, too, though. It's the one thing. Baseball has just sort of kept on rolling. I mean, we can talk about, in our day, this guy, Nolan Ryan, or, this and that. And It's like, yeah, but that Shohei Ohtani guy's pretty good. Like,
yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
It's like Aaron Judge is pretty.
Yep.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is a pretty good baseball player. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, you know, people kind of take it for granted, but we really do. That's why I bring it up with Kershaw. Like, it's okay to say that, you know, the guy you're watching is great, people. Like, we don't have to always doesn't have to be a debate all the time, right? Oh, no, he isn't. No, he isn't. It's like, yeah, he is. Just say he is. He's one of the greats.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
appreciate the best. That's the whole problem, Gabe. Everything's comparisons now. It's different eras, different whatever. But that Tony Gwynn stat, that is probably the most underrated thing I've ever heard. Like, that is insane. 107 at bats against one of the best, never to strike out.
There's so many crazy stats between Greg Maddux and Tony Gwynn. You know how many Gold Gloves Greg Maddux won? Like 22. I mean, it's 18 or something like that. I mean, he was the best fielding pitcher in his position in the National League for like his entire career. Incredible athlete. Lives here in Las Vegas, by the way. Great golfer. Of course he is. He's good at every athletic thing he tries.
you know, it's funny. I just happen to see this right now. Top 25 hitters against Greg Maddux. And my boy, who I was close with on the Montreal Expos, Orlando Cabrera.
Amazing.
Ninth all time. Good for you, Orlando.
That's right.
976 OPS against Greg Maddux.
Wow.
Jeff Kent did well against him. Jeff Bagwell sort of hit him. Scott Rowland. Tim Raines, 881. There's a few guys here. Barry here is Barry Bonds, 855. I saw that sit down with those two. That was epic as well.
Run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. The Wicked Wednesday continues. The Los Angeles Dodgers coming up. Beautiful night in Los Angeles tonight. One of those picturesque Chavez Ravine evenings. Looks like not too many empty seats in the house. But the White Sox did put a run up on the board, and Clayton Kershaw did not get any strikeouts in the first inning. So as far as the updated number right now, could be a good time to jump in on the Dodgers. I wouldn't be surprised if Ohtani hit a home run here just to lead the game off, to be honest. And I don't know why, but did they freeze it? Here, let me get this reloaded up here. But we got Brady Cannon in the house with us, Cam Stewart. Connor Mack will join us later. We got Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Babano, throwing it down with us as well. We also have the All-Stars that were announced, Major League Baseball All-Stars, both teams. American League 10-1 in the last 11 games. Dodgers now minus 250. So Dodgers minus 250 right now, trailing 1-0, bottom of the first. And Ohtani, I was like, dear God, he just hit a home run, but no. All right, so it's a 2-1 count. All right, so we got Brady Cannon, Cam Stewart in the house. So as we get into this golf, and I saw something, Brady, earlier. It was one of the tennis players at Wimbledon saying like how hard it is to be a tennis player. She's like, it's hard. You don't win like very much. She's like, the failure level is high. And I saw Byung-Young An tweeted. He goes, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? It was interesting. And I know a lot of people that bet on MMA, bet on tennis, and they'll bet on golf. Like they like these individual sports. A lot of people sort of bet on both, Brady. Do you bet on tennis at all? Another individual sport with like sort of bigger odds, or do you stay away from tennis?
No, it's funny that you ask. I don't. I have to believe golf is probably the only individual sport I bet on. I mean, I will casually bet UFC. I listen to Gamblu. I listen to some guys. And like I say, I handicap NFL football and PGA Tour golf. For everything else, I listen to smart people. So, for MMA, I'll get involved in that now and then, just for
NASCAR,
fun.
Though. NASCAR and tennis, I find, are kind of like golf. They're tournaments, they're
NASCAR
random,
really
and you're getting
similar.
these 40-1 odds. You know what I'm saying?
NASCAR,
and in NASCAR
absolutely.
too.
And there's horses for
He's
courses,
good on
right?
this type of track.
Exactly.
Yeah, this type of tires, this type of
head-to-head
weather. Right?
matchups, and there's a futures board. Yeah, the markets for NASCAR, the handicap, a lot of it. There's a ton of crossover there for sure.
All right. So as far as the John Deere is concerned, I almost just want to, I'm going to see what the odds here are. But basically, I want to start doing this. I'm just going to start taking every golf tournament to go to a playoff. Because it seems like if you're gay, we talk about it a lot, and I don't do it. And I'm like, well, there's another one. There's another one. And if it's in the plus 400 range, it seems to be happening more than like once a month, right? And it seems like this tournament is another one where they're all going to light it up, put up some crazy score. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had some players that were tied at the end.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think kind of the bigger the stage, the less likely for it to happen. A major championship, maybe a signature event. But yeah, these birdie fests, without a doubt, because you can have, I think when, you talk about the Masters or something like that, how many guys can really win the Masters? 30? Something like that. You talk about this week, there's probably 80 different guys that could win this golf tournament. So the odds of it hitting a playoff are exaggerated. So yeah, I think you kind of pick your spots, but yeah, the normal price is typically always plus 350. If you can find a 4-1, that's a really good number. I as far as I know, it's almost always plus 350, maybe plus 375.
I see a plus 300 this week. So will there be a playoff? Yes. Plus 300? No. Yeah. All the way down to plus 300. No. Minus 450. What did you think of the putt guider winning last week? How much was that of a surprise for you?
Well, when it got down to the end there, it didn't surprise me a whole lot. I thought he and Chris Kirk were playing the best. Cam and I were talking. He had Gracerman. I had Kirk. Gracerman, I was not worried about, because if you looked at his stats, he was just carrying himself with the putter. He wasn't hitting the ball that great otherwise. It was all about what he was doing on the greens with the putter. Whereas Putkitar and Kirk were doing everything really well. So I thought it was going to be one of those guys. Unfortunately, it wasn't our guy. It was the South African. But this kid could be something special, something to watch out for sure.
Yeah, I'm calling him Poindexter. When I saw him, like, who's this Poindexter guy? I'm like, who's
Poindexter?
Was he only 20 years old, too? He's like a kid. He's only 20.
incredible run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The Pips, the Busters, the people that bust them, everybody else in between. Before we get into the John Deere, the Live Tour, all kinds of meltdowns in last week in golf, actually. On the Senior Tour, what was that about? Who was that, Kim? Was Harrington
and Roger Maltby.
Harrington. Yeah, he got into it with Maltby, and Maltby used to be a player, so Maltby was like talking back and like, don't talk to me like this. Right? Like, so they were going back and forth. I'm like, wow, this is kind of a blow up on the Senior Tour. Live Tour, Brooks Koepka like melted down, started smashing his clubs and walked off the course. Patrick Reed got heckled so much that other players told the fans to shut up. And it seemed like it was a real brouhaha in Dallas. A bunch of drunk kids like were really there just to cause problems and upset the Live players. And Reed ends up winning it, man. Say what you will, man. Reed's playing great golf. Reeds ends up winning, but what did you see about that, Bray? What did you hear about the like Brooks melting down, Reed getting heckled, and then the Senior event? It was a pretty eventful weekend.
Well, I tell you, it's interesting. You know, Reed and Harrington kind of get the last laugh. You know, they won the golf tournament, right? So good for Patrick Reed, and yeah, I kind of like Patrick Reed in the role of the villain. I really don't like Patrick Reed, but I love to hate him. He's a great villain, and he's good for the game. You got to have a villain. Harrington, as far as I know, has been one of the greatest guys, a super nice guy. So I don't really know what that altercation was about. But again, Harrington gets the last laugh. He wins the U.S. Senior Open. Now, Koepka, he needs to go to camp with Wyndham Clark or something like that. Seriously. I mean, these guys, geez, and he's beaten the tee marker with his club and stuff like that. And it's bad when people see this stuff. Kids are watching, and it's like, I want to be like that guy. Well, no, you don't want to be like that guy.
Yeah, that's what produces those kids, like the video we had of jackasses on the green. They're like, they see Koepka getting match. You're right.
So bad.
But,
yeah.
And also, you're making all this money. It just sort of like, to me, it just symbolizes like, this is not a happy man right now. Like Koepka, he's not happy in Live. He's not playing well. He's not playing well in the major suddenly when he used to all the time, right? Like, seems like the wheels are falling off for him a little bit now.
But the problem is, though, Brady, he's using excuses And he's like, oh, and then he goes and he quits due to illness. You destroyed the friggin' ball markers and stuff, and now you're saying you're sick? Like, this is the thing, Gabe.
Maybe
this guy
he
used
is
to be
sick in the
Mr.
head.
Competitor, and I'm the tough guy. I'll finish. And now he's taking the easy way out all the time. At least Patrick Reed shows up at events, take heckles, and wins damn tournaments. And he's the favorite this week on the European Tour event. So the whole problem with Koepka is he talks a big game, but he doesn't back it up. And then he quits due to an illness. Like, he's been doing a lot of that stuff lately. I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
I think he's kind of done with the live deal. It's going to be interesting when his contract is up pretty soon, I think at the end of this season. I wonder what'll happen there. A lot of the guys, I guess, are coming to the end of their contract.
Wow.
So who knows?
Yeah. Word is that the Saudis aren't going to be throwing around the type of money that they were anymore, right?
Right. Yeah.
Eventually they'll look for a resolution. You brought it up. Seems like the president is kind of in the middle of it all. He's close with the PGA. He's close with the Saudis, right? So that seems to be the thought process. So looking at the John Deere this week, our boy Ben Griffin is the favorite at 17-1. Denny McCarthy's 24-1. Jason Day. Jason Day's been playing pretty good golf, guys. He's got three top 25 finishes in his last 6 events. And that's including like majors and good, against good fields. So I think Jason Day could be live here. He's a player that sort of catches my eye. I'll start off there. What do you think of Jason Day this week, Brady? Any interest?
Well, I tell you, I like him in a couple weeks better. I played him at 80-1 to win the Open Championship. And you're right. He finished runner-up just a couple years ago in the British Open. A while back, 10 years ago at St. Andrews, he was in a playoff. So he's played very well in the Open Championship before. And yeah, I've seen some form out of him. What you're talking about, he's been playing really well as of late. I think he just finished top 5, if not runner-up, at the Travelers Championship a couple weeks ago. But I worry sometimes about the big name in these small events. Like how much, I don't know, is this just kind of a tune-up for when he gets across the pond? I'm not positive. By the way, we always go over the BetMGM stuff. Jason Day is number 2 in highest ticket count. The 3 guys you mentioned.
That's not good.
Right. Ben Griffin, number 1. No. Jason Day, number 2. Denny McCarthy, number 3. Now, I was asking Cam about this one. The most popular guy in the world, he went to Stanford just like Tiger, but people are betting him like he's Tiger Woods. Michael Thorbjornsen, it's like people have Monday's paper. This guy, it is an overwhelming amount of support for this guy. He is the number 1 biggest liability at BetMGM.
I didn't know he was going to be that way. But the thing is, Brady, we used to get him at 80-1.
Yeah, right. And this week he's 25 or something. It's like,
I got 30.
Boy. And you know what's also interesting, Cam? They put him in the pairing with Ben Griffin and Potkitar. It's like, hey, you're with the big boys now. This guy just won. This guy just won. This guy's the favorite in the tournament. You're supposed to win this week too, aren't you, Michael? I just don't know if this guy's ever dealt with this type of expectation. I actually bet him to miss the cut at plus 180.
Wow.
Now, as far as Ben Griffin is concerned, I think it'd be surprising to the casual sports fan that looks. They'd be like, well, who the hell is this Ben Griffin dude? And why is he so favored against everybody? But the fact is, he really has been playing well. Is there any argument? Like, is it a bad bet at 17-1 on Ben Griffin? And I totally get where you're going with the bigger name guys. I totally understand that. But I don't consider Ben Griffin to be a bigger name guy. And there was so much stuff about him, like, qualifying and making this and doing that. He just seems to be in a groove right now, and you can't argue. He's one of the players to beat, isn't he, Brady? Ben Griffin.
He's legit, Gabe. I don't have a problem, and especially 17-1 is a tremendous number. I saw earlier this week somebody hammered him at Circa, and Circa here in Las Vegas has a reputation of catering to very sharp bettors. And it was on Monday. I looked at my account. DraftKings has Ben Griffin at 16. The Westgate Superbook has Ben Griffin at 14. Bang, Circa's sitting there at plus 1,100, 11-1. Somebody hit him hard early in the week. Now, as we've gotten closer to the tournament, he's drifted back up. Last I checked, he was at 13. Maybe he'll close at plus 1350 or 14. 17's a great number. He won at Colonial. We've had a lot of crossover success with Colonial. Zach Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Steve Stricker. They've all won the John Deere. They've all won at Colonial. Ben Griffin just won at Colonial. He's legit. I have no problem there. And I expect him to show up. Worst case scenario, I think he finishes top 10. But Jason Day, it's like back in the day when Koepka and Ricky Fowler and all these guys would go play the Valero Texas Open the week before the Masters. You didn't know if they were going to win or miss the cut. But no, I'm perfectly fine with Griffin.
Two guys, and we'll get Brady's picks on the other side and Cam's picks. Two guys, they're just sort of my catch my eye, and we were right a couple of weeks ago with that. Davis Thompson, 35-1 range. He catches my eye, and I could see Jake Knapp being in the mix once again this week, and he's 35-1.
You're reading my mail, Morency. I love
There
Jake
you
Knapp.
go.
What the problem is? I had him first round leader, Gabe. He set a course record on Friday, not Thursday.
Yeah.
That's 25-1. He shot at 61, and I'm sitting there going, thanks, pal.
Yeah, but you know what, Cam? The last time you said that about someone, he always plays well early. He ended up winning. I think it might have been, was it McIntyre or McCarthy? Who was it? But I remember I brought someone up, and both of you said, he never finishes strong. And he actually played really well. I think he might have won that week. But
Knapp played really well last week. Davis Thompson, I was on him 2 weeks in a row. I was on him at the Travelers and last week. He's been playing really well. He's a defending champion here. The only thing with Knapp, don't bet him for first-round leader. Second most popular at BetMGM. Keith Mitchell, Jake Knapp, Denny McCarthy, Cristobal de Soler, and Ben Griffin.
Wow. I'm with Brady, though. I think one of the winners is in this 35-50-1 range.
Run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Quick check right now of the Gold Cup. Congratulations to Team USA for surviving against Guatemala. It was close, 2-1. And Guatemala really pressed late. But the U.S. advanced to the finals of the Gold Cup. And they'll play the winner of Mexico and Honduras. And Canada beat Honduras 6-0. Yeah, like Dave Mustaine and Megadeth said, so far so good, so what? Good for Canada. Canada's watching on TV. Honduras are still playing right now. So, bravo. You know what I mean? So, like, Honduras really were humiliated, and they're not effing around anymore. Like, they've been a real problem since they got lit up 6-0. I think they were threatened with death when they returned home or something. They were like, all right, guys, like, we got real problems if we don't, like, play better. But all kidding aside, no one really gave him a shot against Mexico tonight, but I took him plus 1.5. And it's 0-0 right now in the 40th minute. We're on the under in this game. In-game total right now is 1.5. Under 1.5 is minus 150. Man, this Gold Cup stuff's been close, and the odds makers are on top of it. Like, even if you want to get bold here and say, all right, this game's going to go 90 and go be a draw, it's only plus 162. I'm surprised by that. The odds makers giving Honduras a lot of respect right now. All right, so we got Brady Cannon, Nels Cam Stewart. I am Gabriel Morency, Sirius XM Channel 159, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. Brady, what do you got for us? What are you laying it down on? And for people tuning in, Brady's one of the best in the business at this. So what do you got for us for the John Deere?
Yeah, I have 6 outrights, a 6-pack for you on 4th of July weekend. Won't be the only 6-pack you're latching on to, I imagine, over the holiday. But I'm going to go back to the well with Chris Kirk. You know, he almost got it done for us last week. And this guy's a veteran. I don't think last week is going to upset him and you know, get him, you know, down his dauber down and that type of thing. I think he'll bounce back. And it's a very similar course. Last week's test is very similar to this week. Now, last week definitely catered to the Bombers. This week is a little bit more towards accuracy and efficiency off the tee. But after that, it's basically the same. Stick your wedges in there tight and make some putts and try to get to 23 under par and you know, win this birdie fest. A lot of the formula is going to be the same. I think the courses are correlated. So, and it's basically the same field. That's another thing we're talking about. Thor Bjornsson. Last week he's 90-1. Why is he 28 in basically the same tournament? So Chris Kirk, I went back to the well with him. And guys, the theme for my handicap this week was approach shots between 75 and 150 yards. We saw it all last week in Detroit. It's what we're going to see all this week in Silvis, Illinois. It's these guys, you know, from 150 yards in, be able to dial in your wedges and make your putts. And Chris Kirk is one of the best at approach shots from that distance. And every one of my guys really, really pops in the stats from that window. Lucas Glover won here in 2021, got him at 41-1. Last time we saw him, he finished top 10 at the Travelers. Again, a great wedge player from 75 to 150. Michael Kim at 50-1, won here in 2018. This is very interesting. Michael Kim has made the cut in 10 events in a row. He's playing really well. And you look at those 10 events, 3 of them were signature events and 3 of them were major championships. So this guy is playing very good golf, and here he comes to a field that's watered down in a place he's won before. Give me a little Michael Kim at 50-1. Christian Bezuidenhout at 65. Great short game, finished runner-up here in 2022. Kevin Roy, 3rd in the field last week in ball striking, 4th in the field in strokes gained tee to green, finished 8th in the Motor City last week. I got him at 79-1. And then you'll like this one, Cam. Sammy Valimaki at 95-1. Great putter. Finished 12th here on debut at the John Deere last year. Makes a ton of birdies. 4th in this field for birdies or better gained. And obviously we know a birdie fest, you got to pour in those birdies. So Valimaki, Roy, Bezuidenhout, Kim, Glover, and Kirk, the 6-pack for you at the John Deere.
And you've got top 20s, Chris Kirk, Lucas Glover, Michael Kim. Cam, what do you've got for this tournament?
I have a few guys, and I'm on the Thor Bjornsson train. I don't praise it, but he's right. Like you got to go better odds. I just love the way he's playing at 30-1. So I have Thor Bjornsson. JT Poston to me, Brady. I was also watching Golf Channel, staying in the winner's house, and they talked at a big story on guys who stay there. And JT Poston's like, "Hey, maybe I'm due," and I'm like, I really like him for first round leader, but I think he has the perfect game for this course at 35. Jake Knapp, as Morency talked about, this guy is so damn close, and if he wins, I got to be on him again. I love Jake Knapp. I love his game. Great driver of the golf ball, and once he gets that putter hot, like he's absolutely can get on fire. Chris Gotterup is actually one of my favorite picks this week. This guy is playing great golf. And I know Keith Stewart has Goddard up as one of his, he called him an underdog, but not really at 40-1. He's been bet down a little bit, but this guy is so due, and he's going to win soon. And Luke Clanton finished T10 as an amateur here. Now he's 45-1. That's my 5-pack, Brady. I had to drink a beer because I don't have any bombs this week. All middle-tier guys.
I really like the heart of your lineup there. Poston, Goddard, and Jake Knapp. Yeah,
me too.
And Poston for me is almost the same guy as Denny McCarthy. And McCarthy is so popular this week and has so much expectation because he's done well in the past here. But I think Poston could be the sneaky imposter, the imposton. I like, and Goddard absolutely. I took a hard look at him, and Knapp. Knapp sometimes is the very popular guy at a birdie fest, but he really wasn't this week. And that's perfect. Let him go under the radar because he was awesome last week at the Motor City. Tee to green, he was wonderful. And you're right. He's got to be one of the top in the field as far as making birdies.
Yeah.
And Brady, we're now a couple of weeks away from the Open. As you stated, you've already started to take a look at it. What are a couple of plays that you put in here in our final? We got about a minute left here.
Well, I mentioned I played Jason Day. I just like the way he's going. I like his history at the Open Championship. He finished 8th at the Masters. He's had a resurgence of his career as of late. I got him at 80-1. I've seen him come down in the neighborhood of 60 or so. Played John Rahm at 14. Played Tyrrell Hatton at 30. Couple live guys there for you. And then I think this guy's game's coming around as well. He's won a British Open before. Went with Jordan Spieth at 50-1. There's my 4-pack early bets so far for the Open.
Jordan Spieth, the Los Angeles Chargers of the golf world.
There you go.
Run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Course. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all 3 levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Level 1 rolls on. I am Gabriel Morency. The first half is winding down right now. Honduras and Mexico. And we got a scoreless game right now. We're in the 48th minute, so they added on 6 minutes of extra time to the 45 in the first half here. And for the most part, from what I see, Honduras are coming closer to scoring. Like Honduras are all over Mexico, but Mexico are sort of like a hockey team that they strike out of nowhere. And like Mexico were just sort of getting dominated for a couple of minutes, and then out of nowhere, boom, they nearly scored. That's how they operate. And they normally do it late. Like it's really like a soap opera there. It's almost like, dare I say, scripted, where it's like they always score Mexico in like the 94th minute, 93rd minute. Buddy will get drilled in the box. There'll be a penalty kick. Like they always seem to pull it out somehow in these matches in the Gold Cup and CONCACAF. Yeah, not in the World Cup, but in CONCACAF stuff. But they're getting all they can handle right now. One thing, too, Mexico were like minus 475 on the money line. So, like, they were bigger favorites than, like, Man City were against Al Hilal the other night. Like, that's a pretty, it's a moderate-sized favorite in soccer. But I noticed by kickoff it was down to 260. I think some sharp people and soccer people were like, you know what? Like, this could be close. It is. Mexico pressing late here. We'll see if they steal a late goal. But, no, Honduras kills the threat. So it looks like we're going to go into the room scoreless after the first half here. Major League Baseball, Clayton Kershaw is getting lit up tonight. All the talk about Kershaw being so great, I mushed it tonight. So Kershaw's giving up 4 runs. It's 4-2 for the White Sox. Dodgers are minus 140 right now. I think the Dodgers are going to come back and win the game. So I think the minus 140 is a pretty good price, to be honest, on the Dodgers only down 2. Last night, Delano talked about it, not overthinking it. The Astros are up 5-2 on the Rockies right now in the top of the 8th inning. Royals are up 1-0 on the Mariners in the top of the 5th. Seattle are plus 140. KC are minus 170. Giants up 3-1 on the D-backs, bottom of 5 right now. They're 220 on the money line. D-backs are plus 170, total 8.5. We mentioned the Dodgers are down 4-2. They're coming up in the bottom of the 3rd right now, and you're getting minus 140. I think that's a good play. And the Cubs are up 5-3, but that's in the top of the 9th inning right now. Any baseball bets for you tonight, Cam, on these live games right now?
Can't lie. I took the Rockies at the plus 2.5 and 3.5, and that's very in peril right now. I'm hoping for a split. I think Arizona's live, Gabe. They got a runner on, no outs. They're plus 1.5, minus 145, or plus 146 on the money line. I agree with you in the Dodgers. You're getting the Dodgers at $1.40, and they can come back. There's lots of baseball left. We're heading into the bottom of the 3rd, and this Royals-Mariners right now, very interesting game. Gilbert pitching for the Mariners and Noah Cameron for the Royals. These guys Gilbert's been hit a little bit, but this under 5.5, I'd lean under. I don't think we can get 6 runs in this game. It's in the top of the 5th.
There's 5.5 right now, top of the 5th. Under 5.5 is minus 160. Seattle are suddenly having a hard time hitting again. They struggled at the start of the year to hit. Then they did out of nowhere. They started tearing the cover off the ball. And now they're sort of in a state of flux right now. One team that is not in a state of flux and not having a hard time hitting the baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays. We talked about it in game, guys, when it was 9-9. I said, listen, the Blue Jays are 34-3 on the year when they score 5 or more runs. They're now 35-3 on the year when scoring 5 or more runs. This is an incredible run by the Blue Jays. These guys, to put in context from where the Blue Jays were, on May 29th, since May 29th, the Blue Jays are 21-10. They're plus 32 on the run differential. They're hitting .347 with runners in scoring position. But on May 28th, the Blue Jays trailed the Yankees by 8 games in the American League East. And on today, July 2nd, they're officially tied with the Yankees right now. So the Yankees are in a full collapse. The Yankees have now lost 13 of their last 19 games. Davis Schneider records his first multi-career home run game tonight. And the Blue Jays are so hot, guys. They're winning in different ways now, right? Like, this is the sign of a good team. Like, all right, we're down, we're going to come back. Or we blew a big lead, we're going to get the lead back after again. It's just been one sort of impressive win after another for the Blue Jays. And tonight's just massive. Like, if they can pull off this 4-game sweep tomorrow, they'll be in first place. And the city of Toronto's already rocking as it is.
incredible run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bombers Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing about I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. Level 2 has begun. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Shout out to our boy Max in Indiana tuning in and asking about Max Verstappen. And this is pretty wild, actually. So Max Verstappen, a Red Bull mainstay. Red Bull has been dominant until they haven't. And these F1 teams and drivers turn on each other pretty quickly. Like, it's like college football, except worse. Like, you can win a championship one year and be out. Like, like if you think the pressure's high in American sport, like F1 is really, really over the top. These teams are spending like $1 billion a year and stuff, and there's a lot of pressure. And we talked about it a lot. I follow Red Bull closely, and it's Christian Horner's fault. Like, the dude, like, he runs the team. He's married to one of the Spice Girls. And there was a big power struggle between everybody, and this Horner guy seemingly won the power struggle. The head technical director of Red Bull left, and suddenly their car wasn't as good. Verstappen's getting mad, and now there are reports that Verstappen wants to leave Red Bull, and talks are intensifying right now with Team Mercedes right now. And I stand with Max. I blame Red Bull for this. I'll abandon ship like a LeBron fan with the team Red Bull. I'll move on to Mercedes if Verstappen. I'll be like Kevin Walsh and LeBron, whatever team he's on, baby.
Walsh and LeBron. That's amazing. That's the best.
Kevin Walsh affiliation, whatever team LeBron's on.
I love you,
his
LeBron.
affiliation.
Yes, exactly.
I
know he's always in a little bit
about playing on a new team. But let's bring in Connor Mack. Right now, what's up, Connor? How you doing?
It got brought up. I remember that. I don't know. It must have been a few years ago when you brought up that he was married to a Spice Girl. I forget Jerry Spice, or I think
that's the one with the red hair. The one with the red hair.
There's like a scandal.
Jerry.
Yeah, I remember all that. It just brought me up when you started talking a little about him with her. Kind of forgot about it.
He lives this like posh, pardon the pun, but he lives like this posh lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Like on a Netflix show, like they're riding horses and they're wearing equestrian stuff. And they're like, okay, you know what I mean? It's very like royal and British and stuff like that. But yeah, she was she was humiliated because they're very public, their marriage. They have like reality shows and stuff. And he got caught a worker at Red Bull, a woman that works at Red Bull, saved all the receipts and text messages about, I think you're super hot. Why don't you send me naked pictures of yourself and like that type of stuff?
That's a problem.
And the thing was,
Bingo.
Max Verstappen is good friends with the girl. Like Verstappen's married and stuff, but Verstappen, like she was part of Verstappen's like sort of inner circle. So basically Verstappen's like, what the F's wrong with you, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he was upset. And like I said, there was a power struggle. And just quickly, with people tuning in wondering, Red Bull the team is owned by the energy drink and a rich dude from like Thailand. So you got the Austrians and you got the rich dude in Thailand, but the Austrians sold like 50% of it to like this rich dude. And the rich dude supports Christian Horner, and the Austrians are more traditional. Like they're like, we got to ditch this guy. Like he's going to hurt Red Bull sales, right? Like that's the way they looked at it. So
a little struggle.
Long story short, yeah. And now that Norris and now that McLaren's winning all the time, Piastri, now that they're winning all the time, Max getting pissed off. So good for you, Max. But baseball. Dodgers losing. I thought minus 140 was a good time to jump in on them. They're down 2, but it is the White Sox we're talking about here. We're going to the top of the fourth, guys, right now. Connor, the Dodgers are now plus 110, trailing 4-2 going into the fourth inning. I still think it's a good bet.
So do I. I think it's a good bet. You know, Kershaw gave it up. I kind of talked about earlier today. We were doing the show's Payos. He goes yard. How hot has he been? I mean, talk about a guy who should be on the All-Star team for the Dodgers. But Slater had kind of, not that he'd owned Kershaw, but had 3 career homers from all those times with the Giants, as you know, Gabe. So, and he takes him deep. Maybe a little pressure of, the whole 3,000 Ks, that going on. But the Dodgers are live. At least we got one there, Cam. It wasn't great with the D-backs. So 3-2 there. Yeah. I know, you're telling me. But, yeah, I definitely, at this price, Dodgers get to this pen, because I think we're going to have Burke here a little bit more, maybe 2 more innings. Pretty sure.
Yeah, so we're top of the 4. So you have the body. Yeah, he'll probably go 2, like you said, if he gets through it. He'll go 5. You know, I doubt he goes into the 6. So then you're going to have 4 cracks at the White Sox bullpen after that.
Definitely. I like it. I love it.
Yeah, Dodgers
I'm in that D-backs. So
plus 100 right now. As far as the soccer is concerned, we're at the half. Mexico and Honduras. Mexico are minus 120, draw plus 150. Honduras plus 650 on the money line for that. They get that miracle goal. Total is 1.5 right now. Under 1.5 is minus 175. And over 1.5 is plus 125. My gut feel on this, and I'm watching the game, guys, we're at the half right now, though, that is that Mexico probably pull us out 1-0 like late or something. But like I think the under 1.5. I don't think they'll get to 2 goals here. I think this will be super, super tight in the second half. All right, so we got Major League Baseball going on here, and these games are starting to matter. And we saw the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, Connor. Another big win tonight. They were plus 115 on the money line at first pitch. The Yankees have lost 12 of their last 18 games. The Blue Jays are smoking hot, and especially at home. They're a really good home team. And they were underdogs again tonight. I thought it was a bad number tonight, just out of principle.
I think the number's going to be just the same. Unless we see some movement tomorrow, we have right here that's come out. Jays are plus 105, even a little bit lower. I think it's going to be sit right around there. Yankees just, not playing good baseball. You know, they came back, scored some runs today, but they have issues. That was their whole problem last year, as you know, in the World Series. Just they're not kind of a team that does the little things. It kind of drove me nuts that the Dodgers didn't do that for kind of a long time. I mean, they're so star-driven. Nobody moves a guy over anymore. Maybe it's the old baseball in me, lays down a bunt. But the Yankees are like that, and they're just not great defensively either. And it's kind of showing a little bit, and the pitching gets, racked around. They've had some troubles, and the bats have just gone ice cold, other than a few games where they've been, able to put up 7 or 8 runs. But Jays, I
And
love to
they're
see
catching,
it.
Gabe. They're catching again. Like how that the game was tied. Like, you know what I mean? You got to block that ball. That's one of those things. Like, I don't know what's going on. Catchers interference. Like, their catchers are awful. The guy was an Uber driver last year, and the other kid sucks. Like, they got real problems. We talked about it defensively, and it's really showing, man. Like, that's heartbreaking. They come all the way back just to lose. That's the way it is.
Big time win for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Like I said, the fact too that the Jays, they're not just winning games on home runs or playing the long ball. And you talked about it, Connor. Like, you're right. The Dodgers used to be terrible at that. Runners in scoring position and stuff. They all just swing for the fences. They're, even now they only try to hit home runs, to be honest. But they just have a bunch of dudes that are good at it. But the Blue Jays, have always been really bad at this. Under John Schneider's reign, I don't think I've ever seen a hit and run. I think I might have seen an attempt earlier in the year type of deal. Like, they played long ball as well, but it's totally different. They have all these guys at the back of the order that you wouldn't expect, like these guys like Straw and stuff that work counts and suddenly get on a 3-2 and very impressive.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. We got a good one going on right now. CONCACAF Gold Cup semifinal, Mexico and Honduras going head-to-head. Winner gets the USA. Big win for the U.S. tonight. And credit the U.S. program. All the talk about how down they are and they suck and this and that. And, well, they're in the final, right? And it doesn't matter how they got there. They're in the damn final. Canada got bounced in. You see right now, Mexico are getting all they can handle against a Honduras team. Canada beat 6-0. This Gold Cup, you could just take every team, I think, put it in a hat, shake it up, and you get the same result, like penalty kicks. Like they just seem so evenly matched right now. All right, so taking a look at tomorrow's baseball board. We got some afternoon ball here. Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins minus 120 against the Marlins. Marlins plus 100 home dogs. Total is 8.5. Houston Astros just keep beating up on the Rockies. Astros minus 180 favorites. Rockets, Walter and Freeland. Freeland's plus 150, 11.5. Detroit Tigers are minus 160 road favorites in Washington. Yankees, guys, are favorites again, as Connor alluded to. Connor Mackenhouse with us. Yankees, they got Schmidt on the hill here tomorrow. Minus 125. You know they're going to be desperate to avoid a 4-game freaking sweep in Toronto tomorrow. Blue Jays plus 105 respond with Chris Bassett. You got the Brew Crew and the Mets tomorrow. Brew Crew plus 125. Peterson goes for the Mets against Quintana, minus 150. The Angels have been playing good baseball, and the Braves just keep losing everyone. They lose Schwellenbach now. Braves have Elder, they're minus 140. Soriano plus 120. Guardians, Cubs. What do you like tomorrow? Just quickly, Dustin May versus Savali tomorrow in Los Angeles with the White Sox. Dodgers minus 290. What do you think about tomorrow's card, Connor?
Yeah, let's hit on the Yankees Jays. It wasn't enough for me going through it because I like that over today. I mean, we saw the runs, but I don't know if Schmidt and Bassett, both these guys, could get it done. You know, looking at it, I kind of thought maybe this under, avoiding the sweep, they could do it because we just got to hit on some of the things. They don't play great defense, errors turn into runs, stuff like that. So that game could go over as much as I kind of lean under. The under that I did like, I like the Brewers here. I think there's value with Quintana. The one thing I think David Peterson does is he pitches better. Finally, he was pitching unbelievable, maybe a little bit over his head. Regression was on its way. He finally gets tagged by the Dodgers. Then he gets tagged by the Pirates, who the bats finally have come alive. But he's been at his best when he's been at home. So that game there, I think the Brewers are live, plus 130. But I think that's the game you want to look at the under in that one. It's just been a struggle for the Mets to kind of get anything going. Played that very, very soft schedule to start the year, and we're pretty good at home. But everything's kind of sliding back for the Mets.
Mexico breakthrough. 1-0 Mexico in the 49th minute. Mexico on the board.
Ooh, right away.
Malacon. So 1-0, second half, 49th minute right now. Appears as though Mexico. I thought it was going to be Canada and Mexico, but looks like it's going to be USA and Mexico in the final. All right, Connor, you like to bet on golf. We had Brady Cannon in the house earlier. Cam gave his picks. Any golf picks for you at the John Deere this week?
Yeah. The good old Deere. I've had a few. I posted in a couple years ago here outright. I always love this one. As you talk about doing some shows with Cam, like these are the tournaments that the money I think is to be made. As much as like you love the majors and stuff like that, I think
you pick a random player and hope for the best.
Exactly. Put a name in a hat. Hey, John Deere.
Yeah, I think. I like Kirk. He's playing very good. He's 35-1, kind of the ones that are higher up. And he's come through for me. It's the guy, kind of when you look at, he's there and he's won a little bit before. I want to touch on one other guy because he just never wins, was M. He putts. He's played very well here. His kind of year has been, this could be a spot for him. And the price, as you're getting, I'd say pretty good for him in it, which – over the years, he just hasn't been able to win, but at 35-1, around that range, I think could be live. But I was hitting on our guy, Sami Malavaki. This guy has just played, he's 19th last week at the Rocket Mortgage. He got 4th at Valero. He's at 6 top 25s. The guy from Finland. And when I go through his numbers, this play, of course, easy course. We're going to see it go low. You're not real tough here. We're going to see a little bit of rain. We're going to see some rain on Saturday, which is only going to make it easier for these guys to have kind of a birdie fest. And it should be, I'd say, 25 under will be right in this range, maybe a little higher. That will win this. But I think he's live at plus 400 to top 20. He's 100-1. I found 100-1. He's 90-1. But top 20, plus 400. And if that doesn't have ties, so look for a tie. You might have to get a tie, as I always look for those. You might get a plus 350. So however you look at it. But this guy playing great golf. He putts, and he's in this field. He's one of the top approaches to the green, and I love that. Guy can stripe the ball. Not a long hitter on the drive, but I don't think that matters here this week, guys. So look for the guy from Finland, Malavaki. I love it.
A lot of players like him or players that you and Brady talked about. I'm looking for the score here because I got a chuckle when you said about 25 under and stuff. Like, what are we doing? What is this easy for these guys, right? But like it is what it is.
Like, man, like the Rocket Mortgage was the same thing. These courses have no defenses. These guys are just murdering them. If there's no wind or water, it's a joke. Like the Florida Swing, guys get killed. The winning score is like -7, -8. It plays like a major. These summer tournaments, why do you think like the big boys are on holidays? Scheffler, he's having Chardonnay in a vineyard somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? It's like these guys are out there trying to make money, and these courses are a joke. Like, they're going to rip this course apart. Like, if there's no wind or weather, like the final score might be like -28. Like, it'll be a joke.
Where the hell is it? I'm keeping looking here. Where's it under?
Illinois. It's in Illinois.
No, where's the bet for the prop for the total score? I am looking here. Like, I see to make a hole in one. All right, here's the players to make a hole in one. Man, there's too many. I'm getting a headache here. I'm looking just for the simple total score. Like, what's the score? Over under going to be like?
These things together this morning. I'm like, man, there's enough categories to make my head spin. Like enough.
Yeah. No, there seems to be more than there seems to be more than usual.
There is.
Yeah.
Mexico just scored again, man. The floodgates are opening.
Incredible run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out. Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bombers Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Course. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. We'll wrap up with Connor Mack in a minute, and one of his buddies, Ian Cameron, Babano, will step up and we only speak to Ian once a week. You have to talk to him every day. That must be a different experience.
Oh, do we still have the thing from last week to show him? We have the thing from last week to show him. Remember at the game?
Oh, we can try to get it.
I saw it.
Well,
Yeah,
he
I
saw
the
it.
picture of
Babano
him
saw
at
it.
the
I
game.
sent it to him during the game. He
Oh,
saw
I
it.
didn't know.
He saw it. And we
okay,
put
you
it
saw
up
it?
on the show last week when he was at the game. I put it up. So, yeah, you saw that,
saw it.
Carter? He finally was
Yeah.
at the game? Because he's been like, he
Celeb.
goes all the time. I almost thought he was lying at some point because he's like, I go to every Ticat game. I'm like, I've watched every Ticat game like on TV for the last 15 years. I've never, like, by chance, I would have seen you once in the stands, but I was just busting his balls. So it finally, because I used to bust his balls all the time. I'm like, how come I never see you on TV? And finally, they scored a touchdown last week. It was great. Like, I noticed right away, like, so they scored the touchdown. It was like seconds after they did the crowd shot. And everybody, Babano seemed to be with like 6 dudes or something. And they're all high-fiving each other. And Babano just sort of had this fake smile on his face because he had Montreal. He was like, and all his buddies are high-fiving over his head. And he's like, he's smiling. He's got his Hamilton golf shirt on there. He's smiling. And I was like, crying up. I'm like, there's Babano. I finally, there's Babano.
There it was.
Yeah.
I love that you finally. He actually went. That's proof too, because always when we're running our shows, Bananas, C-Mac, we got to take Friday off. I got a Ticats game. You can't do anything. This every year. So it's like clockwork. So I kind of always know when the year goes around, as soon as you mention that, I'm like, Ticats game? He's like, yep.
Well, we give him credit.
I got to be
He's
off
a
early
ticket
Friday.
holder. Yeah, he supports.
Yeah.
He doesn't bet on them. He didn't believe in them enough, but he supports the Cats. He goes to the games. This is wild, guys. I talked about this last night. This is a different one, though. So SGA makes SGA is the highest paid player in North America now. And the top 6 players in the National Hockey League's contracts are like equal to what SGA is going to make. So you take like, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Nate McKinnon, whatever, the top 6 guys, all of them are equal to like SGA. Let's roll this best of X. This is a crazier one. SGA now makes $71.25 million a year. I like the fact that they threw in the extra $250K a year, not just 71 mil. And you're like, being the agent, 71's not going to get it done, guys. You give me another $250K here a year, and we'll seal the deal.
Crazy.
But $71.25 million a year. The Miami Marlins payroll is $67.4 million. So SGA could literally walk into the Marlins room and laugh and go, "I make more than every one of you combined." That's some
Did you
wild
see everything
stuff.
broken down, the minutes? Everyone does that. I saw that the other day.
The daily.
Second.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Newsflash. He's
Just keeps
rich.
going
Right? He's
up.
making a lot of money. Yeah, he's making a lot of money. And the thing is, he's still young, and it's only a 4-year deal. So, like, in 4 years, what's he going to get then? If guys are making 70 mil, it's not crazy to say, like, I don't know, like 115 million a year, 120. Like, we're moving in on 100 soon. Like, that 100 barrier's getting there soon. Like, think about it. What the hell will Wembanyama get when he's a free agent in 2 years? Think about it.
Yeah.
Teams will be like,
there.
"Yeah, dude, we'll give you $85 million a year. We'll make you the highest paid player in the history of sport." Doesn't mean he's the best ever, but it's just the way sport is, right? If you're available, you're the right guy at the right time at the right moment, you get that money, and SGA's that guy right now, and there'll be another guy. It's the way it works. Like, in 2 years, there'll be a new guy. Like,
that's what I was thinking about. Just kind of like baseball, too. Like, you're just the right guy at the right time. Like, you look back, like maybe like Harper or something, but that's just how he was at the time with his deal.
Soto's
like,
overpaid. Soto's not worth $700 million.
No way. That was great. I'm glad Dodgers did.
Because it was this weird thing that, well, Ohtani got it, so, I should get sort of. It's like, you're not Ohtani, Soto. Like, you're really good, but, like, you're like $500 million. Like you said, like, Harper went on the market and got screwed. He thought, I'm going to be the first $500 million guy, and he had like 3 teams make a deal offer for him. Like, the Dodgers said, we'll give you $50 million a year and make you the highest paid player in the game, but they said like a 3-year deal, right? They weren't in on some like long, so like because he thought, I'm really going to cash in. Things worked out. Yeah. Thanks, Connor.
incredible run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the number one player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, and Ian Cameron will join us in a couple of minutes. It's 4-2 right now for the White Sox. Dodgers, Kim's on first base, Ohtani's up, so maybe we'll have some magic here. He'll hit a home run potentially. We could have a tie baseball game. Kershaw's up to 2 strikeouts. He hasn't been taken out yet, but it is the bottom of the 5th inning right now. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. We'll keep our eye on this. They just stole second base. All right, so now you got a runner on second base right now. So yeah, Ian Cameron's going to join us in a couple of minutes. And as we stated, Babano was finally on TV. Like, they panned into the crowd after a touchdown. We got a good shot of Babano. And I've been to a million games over the years. I haven't been on TV a lot. I remember once I sat in the front row of a Canucks game a couple of years ago. And I got a couple of people on Twitter where, like, I think I see your bald head behind the net type thing. But, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like me, like, the only other time it happened and was at the Raptors. And did he do it? Oh, God. Ohtani just ripped one. It was literally like a foot foul. It would have been a home run. All right, so you got 0-2. Is it 0-2? No, is it a full count? Full count now. But I was at a Raptor playoff game years ago. I think it was the year they won the title, actually, too. And I was behind the basket, and I was one of those rabid fans when they went to the commercial break. Like, the Raptors went on a run type thing, and they panned right in on me behind the basket. I did the whole, like, jersey. Let's go, Raptors. I was all lit up and drunk. my phone blew up. I was getting all kinds of still shots. They're like, Morency, I just saw you at the playoff game, sitting behind the basket. But I haven't been on before. I was looking for myself. I was watching the Freddie Freeman home run the other day. It was on when they were playing the Yankees the other day. Some people were talking about the Freeman home run, the Grand Slam of the World Series, and I was there. And not only was I in the stadium, but I was literally in the right field, like, bleachers, and I was like 10, 12 rows, whatever. Like, the home run was right in front of me. So when you look at the replay, I got to do like the Google sort of still shot. You can blow up any stadium shot now and find anybody in a stadium if you really go through the trouble. I didn't, so I sort of started to, and I realized when he hits the home run, you'll notice there's like a green sign, whatever sponsor it is. you sort of see a shadow of one dude go like this. That's me. So I want to focus in. I want to see if I can get a picture of me sort of celebrating the home run as it goes on. And we're going to see if we can get Babano's picture up here. We will in a couple of minutes. We bring Ian Cameron in, the TSN superstar. Ian Cameron, Babano. What's up, Babano?
Wish I got paid like a TSN superstar, but that's another story. What's up?
Start breaking hockey stories like Dreger or McKenzie, and you will.
Hey, Hockey Insider, Babano.
I should submit my resume.
I'll be
next Insider. You got
exactly.
Submit
it.
I'll take you down, Elliot Friedman. I'll take you down. I'll get the scoops before you do.
But I'll be honest with you, there's not too many people making huge money there, but there's a few. But McKenzie was one of them, and he's moved on now.
Great career, 48 years.
Yeah, Bob McKenzie is one of those guys too. It's rare that everybody liked. There's a lot of people that have been around forever. You're going to annoy people, and you're going to burn whatever. You're going to have people you don't like, and they don't like you in this industry. But when McKenzie is just one of those, no, everybody respects him. The players like him, the agents like him, the teams like him. You can tell by the tweets that he was getting, right? Players. Yeah, you know what? I always respected you. You're always fair. You're always cool. Coaches, GMs, you don't get that a lot. Steve Simmons won't get that when he retires.
Good friends of mine.
He'll get bottles of wine, actually. It'll be good riddance.
Jimmy Murphy, who's been in media for a long time and was on the Ice Guys for a while. You know what? He said he didn't know Bob well, but there was one time Bob reached out to him when he was, things were going on in his life and gave him some advice and just talked to him about, what was going on. So Bob was a universally nice guy from everyone's accounts.
Yeah. Now I don't like Bob more. I like Bob Lesnar. He never did that for me. He never called me. Offered me any career advice.
I was on a plane and they were in the good section. I was in coach and he gave me all his Heineken. He had 30 beers and I just put them in my bag and said, "Thanks, Bob." He's like, "You'll enjoy them." I go, "Thank you. Free beers from Bob." Nice guy.
But hell of a career for Bob McKenzie. No doubt. So here's the shot of you. Here's the shot of you, Babano. And I can tell right away too. That face. It's they scored, but son of a bitch. You know what I mean? I'm on the other team.
It's that conflicted smile face. Exactly.
Yeah. I saw right away when it happened. I was like, you notice you're a little bit everyone else is high-fiving. You seemed a little bit upset about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse too, right?
It's good for you.
You bet on the home team, Babano. You got to bet on the home team.
Yeah. Horrible for Ian Cameron, the better. But happy for the Ticats, honestly. They had a good game.
Horrible for Ian Cameron, the better. I went to the Argos game. I bet the Argos too. They got smoked by Calgary. It's just you feel like a loser. If you bet on the other team, it's just I'm with you, Gabe. Remember, Gambler
what
says,
if the Ticats lose and they'll say you bet on the home team? You bet on your Ticats. They'll call you a loser too.
You got to bet the home team when you go to the game. I'm sorry, I'm with Gabe on this one. I always
the real loser of that game at Battle was Bethel McLeod Thompson. That was the problem in that football game, right?
He was horrible.
He was horrible. That's why you could tell early too. It was oh boy, because I was there won't be that much of a drop off, and I knew about 10 minutes into the game, I'm there's a massive drop off. We got a big problem here, and I've never been a big. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but whatever, I will. I've never been a big fan of his. Right, I never thought he was that good. He's always got excuses Edmonton's no good. The UFL, this and that. It's all right, we put you behind
the reps a lot before in the past too. Yeah.
He threw Trey. Oh, I should be the starter. Remember, he took a couple of parting shots at the Elks on the way out. He's better than what they have, and it's dude, we dropped you behind the Montreal Alouettes, and you couldn't score a touchdown. It was pathetic.
No.
It looks like Davis Alexander is going to be back this week, though, and I see there seems to be a quarterback return this week. As Drew Brown is practicing with the ones, Nate Rourke has been taking reps with the ones, unfiltered, like no one else. Just Nate Rourke's taking snaps with the first team offense this week. So those are the two. Am I missing somebody? No, those are the two.
And you guys gave us that great scoop on Canada Day at BC Lions practice. Shout out to Farhan Lalji. Canada Day Lalji, not for him. There he is still on the beat on BC practice reporting on everything. Great stuff.
You know, there's some good people out there. That's why I retweeted. Like, some guy was on top of the Ottawa stuff. The Ottawa guy, Drew Brown's on the practice field. Got to pay attention to that stuff during the week. This is what moves numbers.
Yep.
Right? You know, that's what the point spreads move. But, all right, Kershaw is one strikeout away still here. He's still in the baseball game for the record. All right, so CFL tomorrow. We talked about this one a lot, actually. I want to take credit for them basically selling it out. I should get a commission. But all kidding aside, the Calgary Stampeders, the Calgary fans stepped up. It's not a pure sellout yet for tomorrow, guys, but it looks like it's going to be. It's very close to it. Like I saw the Stampeders basically saying, you know, this part sold out, that part sold out. So tomorrow you got the big Stampede Bowl. There's going to be a nice large, yeah. They made a nice trophy too, man. That trophy is really nice. You got the Stampede Bowl. It's the Calgary Stampede. It's big. They have 1 million visitors coming from around the world. I didn't even realize it was that big. It's a lot of people. 1 million people like showing up for a bunch of cows and like stuff. Like, really?
A bunch of cows.
It's the biggest event of the year. It is every year.
They got steeplechase. That's a bunch of cows. Like they're hanging out. Hey, friend, milk.
Yeah, whatever. It's not my thing. I know.
You're not a
rodeo guy.
You know? Nor am I. But yeah, my brother lives in
Joe
Calgary.
Madden's always inviting me down. I told her, Joe, it's like hell on earth. Like, I understand.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, like I'd be standing in the middle of what a bunch of cowboys at a country music show, you know, watching some PBR rodeo. Let's go.
Run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out, Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bomber's Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
Wow.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing about I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so Clayton Kershaw just got the strikeout. Great stuff. They're showing his family. The crowd's going crazy. Even though they're losing the game 4-2 right now, they're seeing a piece of history. Only the 20th pitcher ever in Major League Baseball history to have 3,000 strikeouts. It goes to show the accomplishment, hell of it. So he's taking a bow right now, and the crowd's really into it. Now let's win the effing game, all right, and preferably by -1.5. Let's put some runs up on the board.
I know that's what Clayton's thinking right now.
All right, guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The game,
Let's go put some runs on the board. Yeah, let's go.
God, love betting.
Yeah. If we don't win this game, you dumb. We got to hit a grand slam. Somebody, come on. There was the great video you see down of Malik Beasley. So he's under investigation for the gambling and betting and blah blah. So there was unusual activity on Malik Beasley props this year, and the sports books alerted the authorities to it, and they always track this stuff down. So basically, I don't know, like. Players get accused of Terry Rozier was accused of it and got it cleared the other day. So players get accused of this stuff a lot now. But somebody found a video was freaking like drop dead funny, man. We can't play it because it's the rights of an NBA game, but it was this year, and it was they were losing by 9 with like 6 seconds left in the game, and the point spread was 8.5. And Beasley took the ball down the length of the court and dunked it with no time left on the clock.
Amazing. Yes.
And you never see anyone do that in the NBA anymore, right? You see, Cam, guys don't even shoot the ball when they're losing. Like, no one, like everybody on the court was surprised. He ran past them, and they kind of looked at him like the Heat players were pointing at him like, what are you doing? Like, and he
Let's be honest, that's a damaging piece of evidence right there.
Yeah, it's not good. Like, he sped down the court. And he was hell-bent. Like, he went around people. And he was like, and they were like, what are you doing, bro? He lays it up, part dunk, lays it in, turns around, and it's sort of like a little fist pump at the end of the game there. It's like, bro, the point spread's 8.5. We're down by 9. You just made it 7, but, like, it's kind of obvious what you just did.
Would have
like,
cashing a bet on a last-second play like that. That's...
You're right. Like, that's the whole thing.
He went the length of the court.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
He was hell-bent, though. Like, you would have thought the finals were on the line. Like, he got down the court in like 3 seconds. He sped like made sure he got the basket in, and it was like a sigh of relief. He was like, right after.
Don't find more too.
There was the other one. There was a kid cam on LSU. There's video of it. The wide receiver, he got caught. He was, and you know what? I don't have a problem with it. I don't know what they're upset about. He was betting on himself. He bet on himself to score a touchdown in the game. And in hindsight, people found the video of him yelling at Jaden Daniels on the sideline during the game.
Amazing.
He's like, get me the effing ball. He's like pointing at the end zone. And they were winning in a rout. LSU were scoring touchdowns, except this kid didn't get one. And he was like in Jaden's face a couple of times. And people were like, what's his problem? And then like a year later, you find out he had a bet on himself to score a touchdown. Awesome. So you imagine this kid telling Jaden, listen, bro, I bet on myself, and you've got to get me the ball. Like, right? Get me the ball. I love those behind-the-scenes stories. There was a famous story about a Michigan-Northwestern game years ago with the Fab Five against Northwestern, and they were both trying not to cover. Like Northwestern thought they were going to get killed, so they all bet against themselves. And Michigan were told to take the pedal off the metal. So, like, Steve Fisher even was like, guys, what are you doing? Like as soon the spread was like 23.5, and Michigan were up, but like 27. And suddenly everybody on Michigan started like bricking shots and stuff. Like, it got really like, it got obvious to like people like the coaching staff. They were like, what the hell is going on here? And the other kids on Northwestern were bricking shots. And the kid on Northwestern had like some mobsters in the crowd that he owed money to. And they were like it was out of a movie. They were looking at him during the game, like telling him, man, you guys better do this. And he's like Michigan are missing shots on purpose. I can't help it. Like there's some crazy stuff, man. Like the game within the game.
With the Beasley thing, this is not the first time we've seen something like this. It's not going to be the last time we see something like this. It's just the reality.
No, but you know what? I don't know. Why could a boxer bet on himself, but a player can't bet on himself?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the difference?
Yep.
Seriously,
a boxer could bet on himself
legally
and still take a dive. Oh, it's not by night.
Yeah, a boxer can bet on himself to win. He can't bet on himself to lose, but he can bet on himself to win.
Yeah.
So if you're a player, like you're betting on yourself to get a touchdown, why is that a bad thing?
No.
It's like the Jameson Williams kid on the Lions. Like he was betting on himself to like get props and yards and stuff.
You can bet. So what do you do? You
fixing the
say to a
game.
player, you can bet your games, but bet overs, bet your team. You can't bet against your team, and you can't bet unders. That kind of thing.
I
Is
like
that-
it.
right
Yeah,
up
but
there?
these kids,
Yeah.
they won't understand that. It's too complicated.
That's the thing.
Look at look at the
Very
NFL. They
slippery
tell these
slope.
guys, like, if you're going to bet on the NBA or baseball, don't do it in the locker room. They tell them. They still do it, right? Like, they still gamble in the room on their phones. Like, LSU's coach, Brian Kelly, actually goes to all the players now, and he looks at their phone, and he makes sure that nobody has, like, a sportsbook app on their phone. It's like he goes, it's modern stuff. He goes, part of modern stuff of being a coach, Cam. He goes, I got to check every kid's phone. And he goes, half the team has FanDuel on their phone. I got to delete it. I tell them, guys, like, don't be thinking about betting on sports. We're here to win football games. Don't worry if LeBron's going to go over under tonight on his rebound prop. Right? Like, but, everybody's a sports fan. All right. So the Stampede Bowl tomorrow, Babano. You a Poison fan? Every rose has its thorn.
Yes.
Ain't nothing but a good time. You ready to rock tomorrow?
That'll be good. Absolutely. Those are some. How about Unskinny Bop? Remember that one? That was a good one.
Skinny
Yeah.
blows me away. Yeah.
Unskinny Bop, Bop, Bop.
They have some really bad soft
did
rock.
catch
Like it's like those are some bad tunes, man.
No, it's a radio rock.
entertaining. Yeah. It's easy.
Ain't
Bop.
nothing but a good time.
I love that song. Okay, see, that's a party song. Let's get wasted. Yeah, exactly.
Every rose has its thorn. I like though he's playing Poison tomorrow. He basically said, like, I saw his video. Come check out the Poison classics.
Incredible run here for Suarez, but realistically speaking, Corbin Burns out. Corbin Carroll is out right now. This is not a contending team, especially in that division where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants. It's just too much to bear. The Diamondbacks would be smart to let Jordan Lawler play every day, see what he is, and then probably move on from Suarez.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
And there's this one guy that's popping for me. It's like Tillinghast, Bombers Paradise, Get Hot with the Putter, Northeast New York Horse. Like, I know a guy that fits that profile pretty well that won a pretty big tournament at Wingfoot. Like, this is this like perfect for Bryson?
It's perfect for Bryson.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the number one player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all three levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. We're into the home stretch right now. This is SportsRage. I am Morency. 4-2. Conforto coming up for the Dodgers right now. There's runners on first and third. The White Sox are up 4-2. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Feels like the Dodgers are going to break through and come back and win this game, but they actually have to do it. We'll see if Conforto can come through here. He struggled to start the year. but he started to heat up a little bit as of late. He swung at the first pitch. He's lucky it went foul. He nearly just grounded out down the first base line. All right, quickest 120 minutes of sports talk and television. We're coming to an end here. So tomorrow night, we got the Stampede Bowl. And Calgary Stampeders coming off a bye week here. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, yeah, they look really good. They're 3-0, but they played the BC Lions twice, and BC really have problems right now. The Edmonton Elks are the worst team in the league. Or I don't know. They're just because they haven't won doesn't mean it'll work. But, and not that Calgary's great, but this is a new team they're playing. They're going on the road. Going to have a full house. Calgary's offense has looked pretty good this year, notwithstanding the little mini hurricane game that they played in. It's up to 3.5 right now. It's definitely attractive enough for me to step up with the Calgary Stampeders here, plus the points. Friday night football, Ticats at Argos. What do you think about Thursday and Friday's games, Babano?
So I'm with you on Calgary. I'm a little worried that I'm stepping in front of this great Winnipeg freight train, and they are 3-0, but they beat BC twice and Edmonton, combined 1-6. I think Calgary will be a taller order. And don't forget, the Ottawa game was the weather inducing the struggles. Vernon Adams and Calgary put up 29 against Toronto and 38 against Hamilton before the game that was influenced by weather. So I think they can move the ball. I like the over even more in that game tomorrow night because I worry about all the new faces for Calgary on defense. And let's be real, they faced Nick Arbuckle and Dustin Crum the last two games, this Calgary defense. So I think they're going to be in tough. Oliveira is going to be back at running back for the Bombers. So I think it's an over waiting to happen in this game as well at the 51 that we're seeing right now. Look, Ticats, I bet against them last week at a home game, and of course they win. This week I'm betting on them, and now I hope they don't break my heart and let me down. But you look at this game, guys, from a Toronto standpoint. You played Sunday in Ottawa, and now you got to turn around and play on a Friday. That's a brutal scheduling spot. It's a very short week, 2 practice days. Wynton McManus is still out. Nick Arbuckle, if you take away the defensive touchdown and the special teams touchdown Toronto scored, they didn't really do much on offense other than one drive they put together against Ottawa. So that Arbuckle-led offense still has issues. I think Hamilton can come out of Toronto with a win. And don't forget, Ticats swept the Toronto Argos last year. 3-0, and that was a worse Hamilton team and a better Toronto team.
You're setting yourself up for disappointment, Ben, and you know it deep down inside. Like you just said right now.
You got to bet on your team now this time, Babano. You have to.
We own the Argos, damn it.
BC, Conforto strikes out. BC +4 right now. Number coming down. Reports of Nate Rourke starting with the ones this week. They're going into Montreal. Alouettes laying 4, total 49. And then Sunday Night Football. It's a pretty big game for both teams. Ottawa had high expectations coming into the year. Their season hasn't gone the way they wanted, but it's still early. 18-game season, guys. You can't panic early. But it looks like they're going to have Drew Brown back, but he hasn't played. And you got an Elk team who are like every other Elk team, like in past years. It's like, yeah, you know what? They're not that bad, actually, but they lose at the end.
Their defense is not bad. Their defense
Yeah, their defense, yeah. Their offense puts up points. You're right. They don't stop anybody, but they find ways to lose, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those, you know, they'll blow it or they'll come back and they'll fall short. Pressure's building on Trey Ford. You know they want to go to Fajardo there, even though it's not Ford's fault per se. But my gut tells me Edmonton can get it done here. Like that the football gods will finally shine down and let them win a home game again.
Yeah, if it's Crum at quarterback, I'd really like Edmonton in this spot. Even if it's Brown, and it probably will be Drew Brown, I have a hard time laying points on the road with Ottawa. Like, that's just not something I'm interested in doing. So, but Brown is a big upgrade, and that's secondary for Edmonton. Gabe, you saw it last week. Cam, you too. They can't cover anybody. Dembski's catching in double coverage. They can't cover anybody in this Edmonton secondary. And if Brown's back, they're a better passing team. So if Brown's back, I really like the over in that game.
All right, so we'll post our picks, full picks tomorrow, but you know how I'm rolling here. I'm going to Calgary Stampeders plus the points. I'll take the over in the game, and I like that 10-point, the 10.5 on a 7-point teaser tomorrow. Calgary Stampeders plus 10.5 over 44. Cam, what do you got? What's your best bet for the John Deere Classic?
It's a tough call, Gabe, but I'm starting to think JT Poston at 35. I told you I like Jake Afternoon Nap at 40. And watch out for got him down and get her up, baby. Chris got her up 40-1. Let's rock.
All right, we'll see you on a Thursday Night Throwdown. Other night, you're on your own later.